Hey everybody, how's it? Aloha. Well, I have something that's been sitting around for a minute here, Chaoseum. Smile again. I don't know, I'm looking at this channel and it's space and travel, so it's just kind of fun play on words here. And so we'll get right to it. I want to thank you guys like usual, support, comments, telling me what songs you want to hear, what bands you want to hear. I'm tearing through it as much as I can. I see any ads running, you know the spiel. Any ads that run on these videos don't monetize my channel. Therefore, if you kind of dig what I'm doing here, want to buy me a cup of coffee, that link will be down below. All right, anyhow, Chaoseum, smile again. All right. Okay, there's an obvious influence here, and you guys tell me what you think. I'm not even going to name the influence. But you know, when there's an obvious influence in any music, that's really tipping your hat to the legacy of that particular band, the impression that it makes. If it makes that much an impression that the influence is as fronted as I hear here in this track, then that to me is just honoring the influence. We're all influenced, but no matter what we do in our lives, we're influenced by somebody. We're standing on the shoulder of some giant on a personal level, on a spiritual level, on a creative level. So now that I've said that and passed that, and you guys have already commented on that, on who you think the influence is, I really dig the guitar bend of the opening riff. It's very unique. It's like they're playing the riff, but then at some muted point, they're bending the string and letting it slide back into the note instead of the other way around. I've heard great dynamics like that on Meshuggah. I think it was Meshuggah and a couple of other bands that I've reacted to here that actually will bend into their next, steps, semitones up, or even microtonal bends into it. But this is the very first time that I've heard a note that actually gets muted, bent into, so bend up, and then hitting the note, letting it ring into the note that they want. Without going any further into the musical dynamics and the arrangements that are obviously influenced by that band. I love the fact that they've taken that influence, and with today's production and engineering and arrangement, they're taking that to the next level. And what I mean by that is the engineering and the way the guitars sound and everything through that whole opening that I just played into. So now that I've got the influence and that little thing out of the way, let me now go into the song. We'll get into it now, and then I'll break into some more thoughts as we rock into it.
You think that can serve my face, but my soul's falling disgrace, and I say
okay, don't worry, I'll go back. I know some people, no, don't stop there. Now, is it me? I'm sorry, I don't. I'm learning that there are some bands that actually don't have a bass player. However, I am hearing a very definitive bass line, which I'm learning since I'm the old Decomposer, and I'm learning more about these genres as I can. That some guitar players have 8 strings and stuff, and they're designated as holding down a bass line that could be lifted obviously in a mix, and also depending on how that guitar player is playing that bass line. If that guitar player is assigned to a little bit more of the lower part of the arrangement, then you can give it a little bit more love in the engineering and rounding up the bottom, boosting, between 750 and 1500 in that tonal spectrum there to give that warmth in the bottom there. But I'm looking at it going, wow, where's the bass player stuff? So I'm sorry, I'm going to go and we'll get into this next change up here.
My scars hide in my blame. Will you understand my shame? My insanity allows me to smile again.
Now this is where a band makes that sound their own, even though it was influenced by the other band. And what I really loved about that end dynamic there in that passage as he's fading out, I loved how they pulled back the band as a whole. And what's really cool about that, remember, this is the stuff I do for the pure listener more than those who are familiar with the music industry, the world, engineering, composing, arranging, etc., etc. That is such a super cool call by production. Those are the kind of dynamics that when a record company presents a band, presents the song and say, hey, it's ready for public. A lot of thought has gone into the kind of production that happens here that me, pure listener, you, get to experience beyond, hey, we're presenting a song and this is, here's the song and everything. There's all these intricate nuances that happen. A lot of times it happens musically, but when something like that happens and they decide to say, hey, I tell you what, let's pull out the whole thing and let's just give it this kind of dramatic ending by pulling everything down, keeping the power of the vocals. The power of the vocals in the mix, even though the music was pulled down, stayed right in its pocket. So the power of the vocals didn't come down with it. The power of the way he's performing it stays right there, right in the meat and potatoes of it all. Then as that starts to pull out, now I don't know, it didn't sound like there was any piano throughout the rest of the track, that perhaps that was an addition to, or this song could be a segue into another track, which I'm learning more and more, as I'm doing this, that, a lot of times people say, hey, listen to this song, and then I get the comments going, dude, that was number 2 out of 3, or number, whatever, 1 out of 2, or whatever the case is, so that could be the potential there. So what at the end of this experience for me was the fact that they did take their influences and really just say, this is to honor. we really want to honor this influence, and then we want to make it our own. One of the great things that I loved about what I heard is that the vocalist in this, in making it their own, with that powerful growl, that surprised me at the end of it. A lot of time that energy comes in a little earlier, even if it opens up. We've heard it on a lot of great bands where, you know, we have like, whether it's Ginger, or what was the other one, Spirit Box, or some of the other singers' vocal performances where they've actually gone into the growling really quick, or started off with the growling power and then cut into the, you know, the intense powerful singing. Well, they, to me, treated me to this gift of this growling at the end, which really elevated, you know, the originality of what this song was. So anyhow, Chaoseum, Smile Again, and Space and Travel. I don't know if that's the name of the label or anything, but I'm definitely going to go diving into this personally and listen a little bit more to them. But at the same token, if you're familiar with this band, or you have other songs you want me to hear, please put that down in the comments. So yeah, super cool beans. I'm really stoked to have been brought into this little arena here of this band. Thanks for your support. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the cup of coffee. You know, so you should see fit if you want to buy one. Links below. All right, guys, take care. Aloha.
All right.